Hi, my name is Julia.
Hi, my name's Aloha.
Hi, my name is Gabriel.
And welcome to the Dope Student Podcast.
Today we're here with
Tony Glover.
Tony. Can you briefly introduce yourself and share what led you to your current role as a manager of field culture and inclusion at Claycorp?
Okay, well, at Clayco, I'm the manager of field culture and inclusion, as she stated, and I am excited to be here today.
You started as an educator and eventually transitioned into construction and management. Can you tell us more about key milestones in your career and the challenges you faced along the way?
One of the biggest things that I endured early was to realize that construction is a hard field. But like anything in life, if you want to be great, you're going to have to do some hard things. So I went out and I didn't know anything about anything. I didn't know how to open a ladder my very first day. And I took a lot of flack for it, to be honest with you. But all it did was allow me the opportunity to prove my worth and learn and grow. And going forward, I want to continue to grow and learn in all facets.
You joined the Carpenters Union after hearing concerns from your students about racism. How did that experience shape your view of construction industry and your role in it?
Well, I realized what they perceived as racism was just people being hard on them. And it wasn't necessarily just overt racism. It was just young men and young women weren't used to people being hard and demanding of them, and they expected a lot. So going firsthand, seeing that it's really just about putting your best foot forward and working really, really hard, and you'll get your respect.
What unique perspective do you bring to your current role, given your background in education and framing?
My unique role, I'm centered on God, number one. And I realized that growing up inner city with a single mom, it allowed me to see a lot of my friends that chose different pathways. A lot of them not necessarily positive. I saw myself as different and allow myself to stay different. So I didn't end up like them, to be honest with you.
You've mentioned being passionate about apprentice retention. What do you think is the biggest barriers to keeping young people engaged in trade apprenticeships, and how can we overcome them?
I feel like the biggest issue in the trade for the apprenticeships is that the young people aren't really used to the hard work. So when you get out there and then people are barking at you, they're demanding a lot of you, and it's hot. It's not comfortable. And I feel like the younger generation is used to things being comfortable. You guys it's like the right now microwave generation. You guys are used to getting results right away. And in the trades, things take a little time. You have to build your way up. And not everybody understands starting at the bottom and climbing their way to the top. And in the trades, that's the best way and the only way that you're going to be successful. So honestly, if it isn't for the apprentices in the trades, we will die. Like it will not last.
Psychology safety on job sites is something you care deeply about. Can you explain what that means and why it's so important in your field?
Okay. Psychological safety is simply based on if you are of clear mind and sound body while you're on a job site, you're not going to, the likelihood of you getting hurt decreases immensely. So we tried the best to make sure that everybody's in a good mental space, dealing with things that we deal with at home and then in your personal life, right? And then you come professionally, you want to make sure that you're able to go home. Our biggest concern is making sure that you get home at the end of the day. And if you are peaceful in your mind, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up home. You're going to get home safe. You're not going to have any injuries.
You've mentioned wanting to help youth in Philly succeed. What do you believe they need most and thrive in their education and career paths?
Just a little direction. I feel like if you guys can, we can, as educators and as adults in your space, we can kind of point you guys in a direction to where you're pursuing your dreams and your goals, and give you the necessary support. You guys are going to be great. And you're going to be successful.
For students considering a career in your field, what advice would you give them in terms of preparing for the work phase
Okay.
forces
The workforce.
and navigating challenges?
And navigating challenges. One thing I would say is, I feel like the young people, one thing could help you guys if you develop a little bit of a thicker skin so that you know when you're out there that people are going to say things to you, right? But it's not necessarily what they say, it's how you respond, right? And most times, a lot of people in the trades, they just don't know how to talk to you, right? They don't know how to talk to people in that way. So I urge all the young people to do what you can to advocate for yourself, as well as build a relationship with who your superior is. If they know you and they know who you are personally, 9 times out of 10, you guys are going to work better together.
How do you think exposure to real-world experiences like internships and hands-on work benefits students as they explore their careers options?
Well, first off, you get firsthand experience. You get to see if this is what you want to do. And the only way to understand the field is to get out there and try. I'm from the show me state, that is St. Louis, Missouri, right? So the only way to truly show me is to let me do it, right? So I urge you all to try as many internships or work-based learning programs as you can so that you can figure out if what you want to do.
You've worked with youth for years. How have you adapted your communication style to better contact with younger generations?
Well, I've realized that if I don't stay moderately attached to you young people, you guys change the verbiage very quickly. You have slang, and if you're not aware of what's being said, it could put you in a different space. So yes, I'm a firm believer in trying to stay connected to the youth and realizing that you guys have your own way of communicating and just trying to make sure that I can understand what's being said.
You still run the 110-meter hurdles. How has your passion for track and field influenced your career or helped you in your professional journey?
Well, hard work. Hurdles are just accomplishing barriers, just running over barriers as I get to the finish line. So in my life, attacking all barriers has been one of the things that I really pride myself on, going head first and trying to not veer away from conflict, seeing myself as someone that's going to make a difference.
Before we wrap up, is there any message or advice you'd like to share with young people who are listening, especially those exploring careers in trades and beyond?
Yes, I would like to tell you all to spend some time with the tape measure, learn your fractions. It can take you a very, very long way if you can do math quickly from a fraction standpoint, and you'll be great. And also, like I stated earlier, develop a little bit of thick skin, focus on your soft skills, realize the importance of those, and the sky's the limit.
Thank you for flying all the way from St. Louis to be with us today, and thank you for watching another Dope Student Podcast episode. Bye.